Your qualification is hidden in your story. Okay, so welcome back to another episode of Healing into Femininity. It's me, your host, Joanna, and let's dive right in with part 4 of the series. So, if you haven't watched the other 3 videos of my story asking you questions about this specific time, period in your life, go back and watch it so you can get to know me, so you can get to know yourself, and to find out why I am saying your qualification lies in your story. Okay, so now I am diving into part 4. So I told all of my story until I went and got my first corporate job and how I got there. And yeah, so let me continue. So when I got into my corporate job, I was an international accountant and I actually loved that job. I didn't love the job, but I loved the time. So I was done with uni. I just bagged the job really effortlessly, to be very honest, which I love. Like every time I think about it, when I think back on it, I realized how much of a manifester, of a social strategist, of a everything that I'm now sharing, that I'm teaching it today as a life mastery consultant, as a life coach, as a mentor, as a teacher, whatever, everything that I do in my personal brand, I have done that right off the bat. Like I feel like I have done it for a while. And this is also one key point that I'm telling you to check within your own story, because most of the things that you're feeling called to do, probably feeling called to do as a career, something that is your purpose, something that you want to do as a volunteer, something that you want to do as a hobby, something that is calling you, right? Something where you feel like, okay, it's time to do something new. It has been inside of you all along. Yeah. So the same thing goes for me. So right after uni, I networked. I was so blind. I was blind to myself, how magnetic I was. Yeah, I know I'm bragging, and this is a place to brag. I want you to brag too. So this is not a place where we shame bragging. Okay. I'm bragging about myself. Absolutely. And I want you to do the same. We're falling in love with ourselves again and again, every day, celebrating ourselves. Okay, so I got this job, and then when I was in the job, I loved it. I loved it. I was in the best shape of my life. I know some people say, especially like affirming, right? I was in the best shape of my life, to be honest. Like I'm planning to go back there. I was in the best shape of my life. I was wearing like the big heels to work. When I think about it, I loved it. Like I was wearing the big heels, very sexy office clothes. And I didn't like, I was so like, I didn't care what other people were thinking about me. I literally was blind to them, like main character energy, but not in a rude way, not in a bad way. I'm not a bitch like that in real life. No, I am actually trying to be polite. Only if you want to cross me, but I'm very polite. I'm very respectful. That's just who I am and who I want to be. Um, so I remember that I had this colleague, and this was amazing because I just got into the corporate world, and the only other Black woman in the whole company was in my office. Like we had a shared office with 4 people, and it was like these 2 white guys, and then this woman. She was from Martinique. She was from Paris, and she was like very skinny, like a model type. She actually used to work in a model agency, and then I think she married this white guy from around here, and she moved to Germany, and yeah, and then she became this accountant. So she was my friend, of course, because I do get along with amazing women. I love I love making friends with other amazing women. So she was my friend, and we had a lot of fun, and we laughed and we met and we went out, and she actually also introduced me to more of a socialite living. We met in Düsseldorf and in hotel bars and very cute places and things like that. So yeah, that's just a little side note of my story time when I got into the corporate world. But at that time, like I felt so amazing. I felt so confident because I just had like hit the jackpot. That's how I felt. And I was making money. I had my car. I was living with my best friend. I had the job. It was paying well. I felt good in my body. So everything was perfect. Everything was perfect. And I radiated it. I was dating around that time. And the whole series is not really about men, but at the time I was dating this singer. Yeah, from here, from Germany. He's a like a mixed person as well. And then I dated this other entrepreneur guy, and yeah, so it was just like beautiful. Everything was good. And then I knew, or maybe I got ahead of myself. I don't know how to frame it for now, but I got this feeling that there's so much more inside of me and that I can do more. So I knew I wanted to do more. I knew that I could do more, and I started doing more in terms of like volunteering, and I got involved with a she was a woman that was known in our community well because she did like conferences, and also like you could actually say that she was also something like a socialite. I don't even really know how to put it, but she was like this charity lady. She did conferences, women's conferences that I had the honor to host, youth conferences, yeah, like women's empowerment things. I think this is where I really got into this whole lane and niche of actually empowering women, and yeah, and things like that. It just fell in line. So I connected with her, and then I worked with her with the organization, and this is also where I'm coming to next. So I did a substantial amount of community work, volunteer work, and really empowering the Black community. So I got into it through her. Shout out to you, Stella Weber. That's her name. I can't mention it because she was amazing, and other amazing women I met. So I work with her association or organization, hosting. Then I started dancing again. I told you that I danced from a very young age, and then when I finished uni, I felt like, okay, I want to re-explore my real dreams. Yeah, and I told that throughout the whole story that I always felt like it was a dream of mine to actually be a dancer or to be on stage again, and not only hosting but actually dancing. I don't know why, like, hosting is not enough. Hosting is not enough. I wanted to dance. I want to be the star. So I got back into dancing. I got back into acting. I got into theater, and yeah, and then also helping kids. Yeah. Then I actually quit my job then. And then I got into the Social Impact Lab. The Social Impact Lab is an incubator for social business entrepreneurs who have a slight idea but really want to refine their idea to make it pitch ready and then also market ready if in order the investors um, invite you into the incubator. That means funds are flowing, that means support is flowing. And this is when I realized that I didn't fully feel seen here in this environment. I was a young, Black, talented woman with a lot of ideas that weren't refined. That's why my brand reaches out to you, honey. If you are a multi-passionate entrepreneur or a multi-passionate, multi-talented, multifaceted young woman who is still not sure what exactly she wants to create. And that's what I do, that's what I help you with through my coaching program. The first step is to design the blueprint of the life that you want to create. So I think it's very necessary, especially if you have so many things bubbling up, so many talents, so many passions, and many areas that you want to explore, just like me. So in that social impact lab, which was amazing, again, I love the whole concept. I was introduced to this, yes, social entrepreneurship, micro investments, micro funding, the whole idea of starting businesses with a social impact, with a positive impact on society, not only for profit, but a combination between nonprofit and and like the social benefit aspect of nonprofit, but also making money because I studied business and I love making money. Everybody should love make money. Yeah, I think money is also one of my favorite topics to talk about because there's so much confusion, so much shame around it, especially in the sector of wanting to help other people. But this whole social impact lab showed me that it can coexist. And actually, it has to. A business, an endeavor, an organization has to be profitable in order to be sustainable. If you don't know how to make your own money, if you don't see the value in what you do, if you can't sell it, if you can't communicate it, if you can't um, show people the value of what you offer, they won't pay, and it's not gonna be sustainable, right? So I still, up until this day, I love the idea of entrepreneurship, and I also love sales. I'm a salesperson. I have worked in a big corporation just recently again as a salesperson. I am good at sales. I love sales, no shame. Sales is good and very good, very good, very perfect. So this is also what I empower and teach my clients to do, to confidently sell. Um, Social impact, acting, yeah. So those things happen simultaneously. And I remember the name I had going into the social incubator. My whole idea, my vision was called I Am Movement. I am, because already then I knew about like the power of I am, the power of manifestation, the power of like the spirit within you, subconscious programming, everything you put under or after I am is what you identify with. So I am movement for me was I am movement. I am moving. I'm a mover and a shaker. I'm dynamic. I am impactful. I'm a socialite. And also, I like to dance, right? Like this movement thing is part of the creativity. So that was for me, this I am movement. That was the name, that was the title, that was the brand. And the funny thing is, I'll keep that in mind. I will come back to this because years later, there was another movement I kind of joined. Yeah, so it was a full circle moment. So I gave myself the name I Am Movement, and then I moved on because I realized somehow in that incubator, the people didn't really understand me. They loved me. I had this one like mentor friend. He was the one who actually saw me and believed in me, and he invited me into the whole program. But I don't think that they could help me. And at that time, really my desire was born to find a mentor like me, a mentor who was all of the things that I wanted to embody. So being hot, being beautiful, being sexy, being charismatic, being a dynamic woman, being educated, being um financially driven as well. Again, no um social work for nothing, but really having a business sense about her. Um at the same time doing something impactful. And yeah, that was like the combination of things, like being a Black, beautiful woman who wants to make money while being impactful. That's basically what you can describe me as, right? All those things are important to me: health, mental health, physical health, beauty, um, physical health in terms of flexibility and energy. Also, yeah, of course, also fashion, going out, expressing yourself, being eloquent, being well read, well cultured, right? Well traveled. But also, yeah, wanting to change something. Back then, a, I was so much about change. Like I was so about change. I wanted to change the world. And this is, of course, also, I think, the kind of woman that I attract still, but I have understood, fully integrated, that it is only you that you have to change in order to change the world. And basically, you can only change yourself, and then you can inspire other people to do the same. And that will cause the ripple effect. So that's why my goal And my dream is to create 100,000 dreams fulfilled through me and my mission and my work as a coach, as a leader, as an inspiration, as a content creator. So that's really it, because I am big on, I want change. Yes, like positive change for the environment, for women, for the well-being of women and communities, kids, and everything that has to do with that. So yeah. Then, because I realized, okay, there, I can't take this to the end. Like that, I didn't have enough, maybe substance, but also support. I didn't feel seen. I didn't feel supported in the way that I wanted to be supported. So I think at that moment the idea was born that I'm going to be the coach that I never had. I'm going to be the mentor that I never had, that I never saw here in Germany, especially because I'm giving you my perspective as a German, Afro-German girl, right? Here, or girl, woman, you know. So that was my perspective. And then I became a holistic nutritionist, because around that time I was deeply into nutrition, health. I wanted to find the most common or the smallest denominator in how to create the biggest impact on the planet. Let that sink in. So at that time, I wanted to find, and I did find, for me, from my perspective, the smallest denominator to create the biggest impact on this planet. And for me, it was through nutrition, food, physical healing, which leads to mental and emotional healing. And then, of course, to strength, agility, right? Endurance. And through that, you can use your power, your physical, mental power, to apply yourself to whatever it is that you need. So, this is still my approach also in my coaching. It is about a holistic approach. And yeah, that's still how I see it. What you put in your body, with your eyes, with your ears, with your mouth, is going to create your inner world. And your inner world is going to create your outer world. Yeah. It's creating the life of your dreams from the inside out. And the first thing here was food. So it was also a magical story here that I remember my mom told me about this nutrition school. I looked at it and I thought, bingo, that's it. Boom, that's it. I don't have to look any further, because they covered everything that I wanted to know. I was really interested in it. So I still have my certificate here at the wall, and it was anatomy, it was water, and its meaning for the body, it's detoxing, it's gut health, it's like base or alkaline food. It was the microbiome. It was the micronutrients, hormones. Um, what is it? It's herbs. It's food for athletes and kids. I'm translating directly from German, and it's of course to create food plans for different people. Yeah. Ayurveda was part of it, and also raw food preparation. So this was like, yeah, just the formalities. And she was a doctor. She facilitated the whole thing, and she also she took the exam, or like she was the one who was we had to we had to do the final exam with. But there were other very interesting teachers. And I would say back then it was like the elite of the alternative, vegan health movement here in Germany. So really high ranking teachers, one of them are very, very big in the German speaking market now. So it was really a privilege to be part of this whole time and right in the center of this movement. And at that time, it was like a dual thing. I did the schooling, and then I also worked in this retreat hotel, which gave me exposure to a beautiful part of Germany I've never been in. I lived in nature. I walked outside barefoot. Yes, I've been that girl, like being very much a nature lover. And I really regret that I didn't start my personal, like my YouTube or my social media journey back then. There was something that I felt like I haven't found yet. Like I wasn't fully anchored in myself so that I could now, just like now. Like I'm not perfect. I just came here. It's a sweaty day. It's hot. I'm wearing no makeup. Um and I actually broke out. I think I also told you that I broke out, but I am confident. I don't mind because I love myself. I think I'm beautiful and I have something to share with you, girly. So I don't have to be perfect. And I'm saying all of that because I want to encourage you to do the same if you have something to say. So, coming back to the storyline, I was exposed to beautiful minds, highly educated people, curious people, inquisitive people, people who didn't trust the medical industry or who didn't trust the, let's say, the regular, normal Western medicine system. So people who really learned more of the alternative ways of healing, coming more and more back to nature, but still with a scientific base. And this is also my approach in everything that I do. Everything that I do is top shelf. Right. So my nutrition is like the what I learn and what I apply is top shelf knowledge. It's a mix of scientifically proven tests and yeah, results and at the same time the ancient arts, right? It's the mix. That's the best mix you can find everywhere, right? It's the ancient arts, like the lineage of the ancestors from all cultures. Yeah, and at the same time today we live in a time where science is backing up many of these old ancient approaches towards health, whether it be nutrition or other systems of health or art or science of, let's say, personal transformation, like mindset, like manifestation, right? That is actually my core expertise, manifestation, subconscious programming, um, yeah, just having, yeah, neuroplasticity, like changing the way your synapses connect and just the way you think about yourself, regulating your nervous system, things like that, right? But I just wanted to say that's really when my professional journey in holistic health and personal transformation started. And I feel like it was the best environment to actually embody what I learned. So I didn't hustle and grind in a big city, but I went out every morning barefoot, going into the woods, collecting herbs, wild herbs, coming back to the place. We had this beautiful filtered water and re-energized, remineralized water from this high-end water filter. I did my smoothies. We had only the best ingredients. I mean, because we lived in this hotel where they had all this beautiful health food in yeah, like that was everything there was. So it was just heaven. It was heaven on earth, let me tell you, like really. And yeah, that was my training. That was my training back then. It was amazing. It was really living more on the countryside and there was the sea. Also, there was like right outside of our house, there was the forest, and then there was the sea. So it was just absolutely amazing. I like to think about that time very much. Oh, I loved it so much. And I feel so privileged. Again, we're out here privilege stacking. Okay. If you have a story like that, write it down, look back in your life when you had the privilege of just experiencing so many things. Yeah. Okay. So this was one of the next phases after uni, then after this volunteer phase and the social impact, I'm becoming a nutritionist again with the intention that I am going to be a coach. I am going to be a coach for women who are healed, feminine, what is it? Sexy, smart, and rich. Yeah, that's what we're doing over here. And of course, fun. Yeah, I think that's a very big one as well. That's what I'm missing with many of yeah, also with many of other women in this femininity space. Yeah, no, where's the fun? Let's laugh. Okay, so yeah, and then after the certification, I thought I'm not done. Like, if I really want to help in a way that I want to help and also empower myself, I want to learn more about especially manifestation. So I became a certified life coach. This was the first time that I like really invested a five-figure amount into myself, and it definitely paid off. That's why I'm who I am today. So that was the first time I invested at that level. At that time, I didn't have the money. So I like to share that story because if you really want to level up, you have to believe in yourself. And I'm not here to tell you, please, no, disclaimer, disclaimer. I'm not here to tell you go and get a loan and then spend all that money that you don't have on a mentor or on a program. But I would also say that many people did it. I'm not advising it, but I know that many people that I know did it. And also other coaches that I have learned from, other people that I know, they have borrowed money, maybe from the bank or from their parents or from friends or whatever, and they have invested into a career or into coaching or mentorship, and then they made the money back. That's what I know. But you have to know yourself for that. You have to know yourself for that, and you have to trust yourself, and you have to be fearless. You have to love what you do, and you have to have a level of confidence already. That's what I can say today. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. So I became a life coach because I wanted to learn about the things that really interest me, right? The ancient arts, manifestation. I had read the book probably 10 years prior or something about The Secret. And my teacher is actually like in the heart of those experts. So I think I mentioned it before. Bob Proctor was a guest teacher on my courses, then Michael Beckwith, then Gay Hendricks, then who else? Like this other nutritionist woman. Yeah. Um, and yeah, just many of the real, it depends on which bubble you're in, but the bigger ups in this field. Yeah. Ricky Bayard, I think Ricky Bernard Beckwith, like Michael Beckwith wife, she was one of the guest teachers there. Yeah, so it was great. I really loved it. It was really like deep fundamentals. And this is also what my coaching programs are based on, like really the deep old knowledge paired with neuroscience, with psychology, with sociology, also with a sense of, how do I call it? Um, no, I lost what I wanted to say, but like really high-end teachers. One of my mentors, she was also like she studied energy medicine for over 30 years or something like that. She was part of the Harvard Institute of Coaching. So like really top shelf, as I said. So again, I'm bragging, but I'm also not bragging, but I'm really saying like I made a very good choice right off the door, like right off the bat, if that's how you say it. And I also want to share that too with you because I made good decisions, trusting my gut, listening to listening to myself, but also really picking the right teacher without doing an extensive amount of research. I actually didn't do any research. I saw Bob Proctor in one of the advertisements, like he was giving a testimonial to my mentor. I had never heard of my mentor before because you know these big names like Mind Valley and today it's like Reagan Hillia or Who else? Lisa Nichols. Lisa Nichols actually was part of one of the events that I went to. So Lisa Nichols was there. Then other big athletes as well. Like one athlete I actually have like behind me is my whole bookshelf. And like I think it's this one. I don't know if you can see it. The GOAT. Jerry Rice. I mean, I live in Germany, right? So I didn't even know who Jerry Rice was because in Germany football is not that big, but I look like a coach, right? With my cap and now this. Yeah. Okay. So Jerry Rice was there and like other very important athletes who are also always telling their stories about how they could reach peak performance. And I love that. I love the whole thing. I love this whole American vibe. That's why I'm probably speaking English as well. It took me so long to let that part of myself shine because, yeah, I mean, I didn't know, again, coming back to this confusion thing, um, I really didn't know where to place myself because I am so much. And if you're the same, I feel you and I can also assist you with finding out where to start with your life design. Becoming a certified coach, stay here with me. Again, I want to remind you why I'm telling the story. Yes, to tell you about myself, to brag about all of the amazing things I had the privilege of doing, yeah, and also to give you the permission to do that. And also to ask you to reflect on your life's journey and really think about the things that you're very proud of. Think about the things that you want to brag about because just a little coaching side note here, even though it's still the story time, but because I believe like a woman like me and you, we are the kind of people that we actually have a lot of privilege. It doesn't matter what kind of privilege, beauty, culture, exposure, education, and so on and so forth. Like you choose what kind of privilege you have, yeah. But from all of these privileges, I kind of was in a bubble that promoted this awareness of inequality. I am very aware of inequality. I'm very aware. I'm a Black woman and I am aware. I am not just talking my shit. Like I think I know a little bit about what's going on in the world. Of course, I'm continuously learning, but I feel like there is a level of guilt and shame to talk about that you have money, that you're feeling good, that you feel good, that you're happy with yourself because you've actually worked on it, right? You've worked on it. If you're not there yet, there is, and this is also why I'm here. I want to be that beacon of light to tell you that you can make it out of wherever you are right now. And also something that I observed on social media or someone that was like, how do you say, like proposed to me, to my timeline, where I feel like some people, yes, let's look at the reality of life. And sometimes it can be very dark. But I have experienced like the more I grew, the more I moved into spaces where it is about personal development, where it is about business development, just in general being upwardly mobile, if that's the word here, I really feel, even though, yes, there is a level of, yeah, maybe competition, it's everywhere, also in the higher ups. But I personally can say, not from a naive place, but there are people out here that are willing to help you, that are willing to help you, that are willing to invest in you, that are willing to open doors, that are willing to share experiences with you. And it's not only the doggy dog world. No, really shout out to a few people that have helped me to climb or that who gave me opportunities. There are people like that. And the more upward you go, I feel like there are more people like that if you have the right personality, if you're humble or like humble in a sense of being open to learn, being grateful, being appreciative, being just a nice person to be around, and also of course, I have something to bring as well. Again, know your own privilege. You are not a beggar, even though you might be in a different financial or social position than somebody higher up than you. But if you know that you have a story, a personality, that you're somebody that makes other people feel good, people will want to be around you. People will want to be around you, and this is your key into other social circles, other people. Yeah, I can definitely say that. So, yeah, that's it. Then, after I became a coach, I brought this knowledge back to my community. So, I was a volunteer in the Black community, teaching health, nutrition, cooking, everything I learned with my nutritionist degree. Then I also helped kids to dream big with my signature vision workshop. That's also something that I'm thinking about doing with you. So let me know if you want to, if you want me to do a live webinar, like a live finding where you are, like a life assessment. That's also how I start, always life assessment, and then helping you to dive deeper into what it is that you want to create, and then create like a blueprint for the life that you want to create. And if you want to continue to have my support through the programs, through my coaching programs, I'm all here for it. Yeah. But if you want to just continue to do it on your own, you can also do that. Yes. So let me know in the comments down below if you would love for me to offer a webinar, my vision workshop. It's highly valuable, it's fun, and it's going to be so clarifying for you, because yeah, this is the game changer. Um yeah, and I continue to network in cultural spaces. And I'm saying, giving you a little bit of a like review on everything I said. I knew I was intentional about who I wanted to become, being this resourceful woman about health, nutrition, holistic health, emotional regulation, mindset, mental health, creation, like living the life of your dream, and all of that. I still didn't know exactly the strategy. And that's a little bit that I'm wanting to want you to pay attention to. What is the strategy? Are you moving with strategy? Are you moving with intention? Do you know? Because I feel like I've slept on a lot of things that happened to me. Like I've just slept. Yeah. So giving you the juice right here. So yeah, I feel like up until this point, I had to do some deep inner work, and inner work never stops, right? It never stops. I'm continuing to do this as we speak, but I also know that I have come a long way, integrated many versions of myself, integrated and healed my inner child, my inner youth. What is it? My inner youth girl, right? My inner younger girl, my making sense of my whole experience going through uni and then afterwards. Yeah. And now I feel like I have reached a new plateau. And that's why I'm coming online here and sharing all of that with you. So, personal work, personal inner work for outer results. That's really what it is. This is also what my mentor has always said. It's about the inner work for the outer results, because as within, so without. As within, so without. You first cultivate yourself, starting with beauty first, because it gives you the quickest results in a change of appearance. Yeah, but continuing to do your inner work, deep inner work with a professional on your journey, on your level up journey. And the deeper you go within, the more expanded life becomes without. Yeah, becoming self-aware. Self-awareness is what I'm talking about. Self-awareness is key about who you are, all of the facets of who you are, and then also to locate yourself in the world, locate yourself in society, if you so will. As a spiritual being having a human experience is social. So we want to talk about the inner work, but also about how to move in society. And yeah, I had the privilege of working with celebrities right from the get-go. And also that, I think that's also very telling because I kind of, again, I knew who I was, but I wasn't really sure. Like I wasn't really aware. And I'm saying that being so transparent with you so you can also check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself in terms of just knowing who you naturally are. And before you lose yourself in some kind of, yeah, let's say suggestions by other people and what you should do and how you should present yourself and in terms of the image and all of that. Oh my God, it was a long journey, right? Building this personal brand is all about authenticity. And I think being authentic is the most scary. So we try to avoid it the longest. Yeah, but if we are going straight to the core of who we really are, therefore we have to know who we are and show up as who we are. But if we do that, we will make the fastest progression, the fastest, yeah, jump, leap, whatever, and attract the people that are really for us. Because otherwise, you're just gonna entangle yourself in a lot of mess, and it's gonna take time to get out of the entanglement again, and also and all of that. So be authentic from the get-go. So yeah, I had the privilege of working with celebrities, of course, German rappers, influencers, like really very well known um, lawyers and businesswomen, fitness people, uh, network marketers, and also then internationally, like really elite art school graduates, dancers, artists, like painters, other Ayurveda health coaches, other social architects, like just to name a few, like that's my clientele. It's like really social influencers, people of color, not only designers. I had a designer. Um, I the last time I was wearing this Leo print thing that's actually by one of my clients. Um, yeah, so I had the privilege of helping really a few amazing people already, like really amazing people. And yeah, today we're here. So that's my story in a nutshell. Like it's a four-part series about who I am, just briefly, but really in terms of shedding light on a few things that I inherit, maybe some of my struggles as well. I didn't really go too deep into my struggles, but also here and there, definitely speaking about my struggles. I can tell you one thing. One of my biggest lessons was definitely always by men. Like I had to learn a lot in terms of men. And I believe if you learn about men, you learn about the world as a woman. But if you're interested in that, let me know. Maybe I will talk more about men. I have spoken a little bit about what kind of men I have been dating and also like the dark side of it. But at this point, I'm really on my decentering men journey, or I think I have arrived already. But I will continue to decenter men and really focus back on me and being the main character of my life and serving you ladies, really sharing this wealth of knowledge, and there's going to be so much more coming. If you're in Germany, let me know. Like, let me know in the comments where you're listening in from. Which country? I know I've already found someone from the Netherlands. I know her personally. So I know that it's going to be a wild group and we're going to be doing some great things in the future. Like, I have things planned. So watch out. Stay tuned. Yeah, so now I'm at a point where I am doing this content creation for you and also really continuing to strategically move because I gave you, I think, one of the threads I just talked about in this whole thing is how I wasn't so strategically aware on how to move. But now here I am. I know I'm a public person and I'm going to continue to strategically move, but also authentically. So yeah, expand the brand, network. I love people. I genuinely do. I want to help you ladies to level up, create this full life spectrum vision, and really level up in all areas of your life, from fitness, mental, emotional, physical health, spiritual, of course, but also social, also business support, definitely, being a heart-centered entrepreneur, and also tweaking a little bit here and there about the money mindset and a little bit of the money and the investment strategy. So I know this video is also giving a lot. Again, I know, but this is definitely something that I will make content about because I do have this amazing network. And I have um one of my guy friends, he is actually offering amazing investment opportunities, and I just want to share it with you. So if you're here and you're actually really looking for investment, I know it's a little random inside this video, but I just wanted to mention it and I'm going to talk about it again. But I'm going to be really using my platform as a hub and as a as a possibility for you to tap into other um, things and other wealth creation methods like investing in gold, investing in silver, investing in colored high, what is it, stones, like not diamonds, but like rubies and emeralds, like the colored ones, and also into real estate all over the world, like from Africa to South America to East Europe. So this is where he's currently doing things, amazing things. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. There is also going to be, yeah, coming more exclusive offers for you. And of course, all of my clients who are inside my programs. So check out my programs on my website, joannafatonji.com. And if you want a personal consultation session to see if we're a good fit and also to see maybe which program would be the best for you in terms of leveling up and in terms of creating your blueprint, in terms of creating a new identity, in terms of letting go of the old, in terms of really building your life and becoming intentional, transforming and manifesting the life of your dream. Um, yeah, I know that was just a little side note here, but yeah, that's it. That's the kind of mentor that I wanted to become. And the whole storyline was also with you now listening to my story. Your story hides all your gems as well. That's why take up space, tell the story, find your gems inside your story, share your story, share your gifts, right? The story can be the gift, but definitely share your gifts in terms of, for me, it is definitely empowerment. For me, it is being a coach, being a spiritual mentor, right? That's what I am. Like, even though I look maybe right now, I do look like a health coach more, but no, I'm not like, not like a health coach. Yes, I am, but fitness coach. Excuse me, a fitness coach. But yeah, that's who I wanted to become, being the mentor. And yeah, now you know. What else? I think I spoke about the offer. So yeah, just a little bit. Check out my website. You can see the offers there. But let me tell you a little bit. I've been bragging and I will continue to brag because I know and I really deeply mean it, like from the bottom of my heart. What I have to offer is high quality, very, very high quality. And I have the privilege. Where did I get the high quality from? It wasn't only by me. Yeah. So I had the privilege of working with my own mentor. I have now really marinated in that knowledge for 7 years deeply. And I was just looking at my certificate. I think the earliest was 2017. Yeah. So that's 7 years, 7 years now. So being a certified life coach and you will have access to a beautifully beautiful, what's the name? A beautiful curated curriculum. Yeah. A beautifully curated curriculum of personal development of more than 40 years experience. As I said, for me personally, what I love about the curriculum is the insight into a completely different world of my mentor and also her times, because she's now probably 80 or something. She's still super fit, but she learned in a different era. And I love that. I love culture. I love history. And just by learning through her, I learned a lot about a different time. And you will learn that too, because many of the audios are going to be by her. You have a full journaling prompt book, like a workbook, a playbook, if you so will. Yeah. And then we have our personal sessions. So it's a construct, it's a triangle, it's a triangle of transformation. It's a very robust, very proven system of transformation. Again, that is repeatable, reliable, and creates results over and over again. And not only for one type of person, but for hundreds of thousands of people all around the world already. So it works if you work it. Okay. So if you're ready to level up with me, you're more than welcome. Check out the description box. You find all the information there. If you want to contact me on info@joannafortonji.com, or also on my website. You can book a personal consultation session right away over the calendar link. And yeah, I think that's it. Let me see. Mhm. And yeah, like really also, again, from the bottom of my heart, act now or act later. But I would always recommend to act now. Like it feels a little cheesy to say that, but it is true. If you're here, if you found this video, and if you feel ready, if you want to work with me, if you feel ready, if you want to learn about transformation, I can say at this point in my life, just giving you a little what has recently just happened in my life. My dad died this year, and I have to say that having this dream, having the confidence, also having the belief in the divine. Like I didn't speak about my my belief or my connection to the divine so much up until now. But this is where everything comes from. My confidence, my view on life is because I truly have a very deep connection to the divine, to life, to my ancestors, to my higher self, to God. So this is also part of everything that I teach, deep spiritual principles, and just being so happy and free, and sharing my gifts and knowing that I help people with what I offer gives me life every day. And even in the darkest times, it's no longer dark because I literally see my life as it feel maybe it sounds a little morbid, but it is a game. And I know that one day I am gonna go. It's a game that I have now experienced one of the closest persons to me go, but he's like out of the game, but he's not gone. Like he's out of the game. That happens. Friends leave, lovers leave, right? You get hurt, things happen. But the number one thing for me is to know that I am living my life. And living my life is living my purpose, sharing my love, what I most love. And what I love most is to empower women to become their most beautiful, most radiant, most self empowered, richest, most really radiating self, right? Whether it be whatever you want to do, pursue your career, glow up, feel beautiful, be of social impact, it doesn't matter exactly what you want to do, but I can tell you with the juice that you get from me, you will be a mover in in a shaker in your own right. And yeah, people say if you know that you have something that will benefit people deeply, it's a sin. It's a crime to keep that from other people. And that's true because it gives me life and I know it will give you life too. So if you're ready for it, come and contact me. Let's figure this out. Let's create, yeah, your blueprint. And also let me know if you want the workshop. I'm gonna do the workshop, but only for the people who sign up, who let me know. Then it's gonna be a private container, depending how many people are interested. But giving this workshop is always an honor, and I know that you can already do so much with this blueprint. And then I mean, it's just what it is. Having somebody like me on your side is being part of the winning team. Oh, girl, be the goat. No, so much love. Like it's a little fun. Take it with a grain of salt, but everything I'm saying is genuine, and I really mean it. It's top notch. All right. So much love, and I see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye.